Hello, welcome back to this other episode where I talk about tips concerning projects and startups. And I want to talk about some things concerning relevancy of systems and mobile money integration and a few things. So keep subscribing and liking these videos. Never know what I may bring for you. Oh, so I was looking away from the camera lens. Now, many of you developers think that the only thing you need to do is have an automated digital system. But while operating, there are certain things that guide what the application will do. Now, let me take you back in history. For example, here, while people were paying for electricity and water, what used to happen, we used to go to banks, and banks, we used to pay money, and then the bank would issue a receipt and you just go back home. So now the bank would later on balance its own books to pay the electricity supplying company. So this is what was going on in the background. The moment you went to pay, the bank had its own system, and in its own system, it had the electricity paying company account, business account. So when you went to deposit, you would receive two receipts. One receipt for depositing your money, then the other receipt would be a printout of your evidence that you've paid to the other accounts. So in any case, if you were cut off, you had, or if these people visited you, you had the evidence that the meter reading they took the other time versus the amount of electricity you had consumed at the time of the reading. And that's now how they would balance. So it was a manual system that was operating but just took a lot of time. Now, what changed? The system was digitized that two telecommunication systems integrated by extending their APIs, extending a part of their APIs. One extends the part of payment, the other extends the part of giving out evidence codes that you can input in a module and then you receive electricity there and then for continuity. So how? So when you go and you want to pay via mobile money, you request a menu that is designed on mobile money, and mobile money extends or calls the other API of the electricity to identify the payment module number that is running at your house. After identifying the payment module number, it responds back to the MTN API that, okay, it is true, this payment module number from the other electricity supplying company belongs to Luga. So then, after identifying that's true, the payment module number exists, and I'm a client to the other side who wants to buy electricity, at the same time I'm the client to the payment system of the MTN Momo API. And thereafter, I'm supposed to input now the amount. When I input the amount, the MTN API takes the amount I want to pay and collects it onto its own system. Then it sends now to the extended API of Yaka to let it know that, okay, I have paid this amount of money, and therefore give me a code and the amount of electricity that this person is supposed to consume on a prepaid moment. After then, I get a successful, because the money has been deducted on my side, after inputting the team, I get a successful notification as a message from MTN, which is the payment way or the payment system, who I am a client to. But at the same time, I am a client to the power supplying system. They also now send a code. They do send it back to the payment medium via the extended API, and then Also, the power saving unit sends me a code because it has received a notification via its API that actually the transaction of me paying for the electricity that I need at the time has been successful. So I get the token and the kilowatts that I'm supposed to consume for the prepaid amount. Thereafter, I input the token just to confirm to the other API. Now I no longer need the payment API because already everything has been successfully done, apart from me confirming to the payment service system that actually I have paid and I am using the right device to consume my power. How? By inputting the token number that has been provided for me to consume the prepaid amount of energy that has been served to my account. And that's how two APIs work in the digital way. However, not everything deserves an application because some of them may not be implicable or physical, or is it physical or feasible in my country. For example, why would you design a land management application? Here we have a body that manages land. It is called Buganda Land Board. Okay? Why should I design an application than a web system? Because ask yourself, how many times have you really gone to look for land? That's something you look for. You do not look for until you are ready. Even if you to store, so designing a mobile application will create redundancy. You have an application that is heavy, but you've checked your land once. Okay, because those are things. So not everything that requires an application. One time I was talking to a lady who was dealing in selling bells. Okay, and I'm going to tell you actually our discussion in the next video, because in the next video I'm going to talk about knowing your customer, or how do you know whether you deserve an application or not. Do you deserve a web application or you don't? Could you consume the existing applications or not? Let's meet in the next video. Do not forget to subscribe, like and share.